Hello and welcome to this episode of the Corporate Escapists TV show and podcast. I am your host, Christine Innes. I am delighted to have the very beautiful Tracey joining me today. Welcome, lovely.
Hello, thank you.
I'm excited about today's topic and, talking about self-love, talking about dating and, just obviously your journey of being in business. It's like coming up to 30 years, isn't it? Like being in business.
This year is the 30th year.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. So before I get carried away and dive into all these amazing questions that I'm just dying to ask you, I'm going to get you to take a moment and to introduce yourself to our audience today.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tracey Korman, co-founder of Two's Company, Matchmaking since 1995. I'm also a qualified counselor. I specialize in mental health trauma and relationship issues and have been working with charities over the many years as well.
Yeah, you're an amazing, beautiful human being. Like honestly, our paths crossed a few years ago, and like you've just got so much warmth for people. And I think obviously you're in the right business because you deal with people every single day. So, but obviously, you've just written an article for us in the latest issue, and we're talking about self-love. And I think that's one of the hardest things I think so many people struggle with is how to love themselves. Because if you can't love yourself, how can you allow other people to love you or show them how to love you right?
Absolutely, indeed, Christine. Yes. You know, a lot of people were brought up with take care of others first, think of others before yourself. A lot of us were brought up that way, right? Okay. Which is actually not ideal, right? Because if you're putting others before yourself all the time and you're living your life that way, that ends up being a lack of self-love,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? So we've
yeah.
got to remember self.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, it comes back to the old analogy. Like if you're in the airplane, you got to put your own oxygen mask on first. But how can we come back to self, especially like if we talk about, you know, I mean, you're in the dating, arena, but so many of us are caught up in finding the perfect partner. But if we can't give back to ourselves, we can't give to a partner as well.
Absolutely, 100%. Self-love is key for healthy, lasting relationships. Self-love is absolutely key because when our cup is full, we can then give from the overflow. We then feel
Mhm.
like giving because we're in a good space ourselves.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a priority for healthy, lasting relationships, self-love all the way. I tell many clients all the way, self-love.
Yeah. Yeah. How do like somebody sort of, I mean, look, people go self-love, okay, oh, I book a massage and all that, but it's so much more deeper than just going for a massage. It's like there's a whole new level that, I mean, you and I have had this conversation on so many different levels as well, because we think self-love is the sort of like either material, like go and do this or, take some time out, but it's actually about learning how to nurture yourself and what you need, what your body, your mind, your heart, your soul needs.
100%. It's so much more than just going for a massage once a fortnight, once a week, once every few weeks. It's so much more than that. It's a journey of discovery and an everlasting journey that we can embark on and stay on the path of self-love, for self-care and lasting, fulfilling relationships. Make feeling good a priority in your life. And when we do that, then it's not just about having a massage every week or fortnight. It
Yeah.
goes much deeper than that. It's about taking care of ourselves every hour of every day, being mindful of how we're feeling in the moments.
Yeah. And feelings, it's funny that we're talking about this because I've had this conversation multiple times today. And I feel like so many of us ignore how our body is feeling, how we might feel disconnected to our purpose as well. And going back to self is actually the self-care that we need. Like, are we on mission? Are we on the right purpose? Are we nourishing ourselves with the right food? Are we being surrounded by the right people as well, and their energy?
Yes, absolutely. I was brought up to think of others before ourselves, right? And in not doing so was being selfish. Okay. Well, we absolutely need to think of ourselves to be a whole, complete, healthy person, which is a ton of self-love and self-care. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
How important is it when somebody is embarking on the dating scene, which has changed, and I know that you would have seen it change, over the years, but how important is it when you're signing up a new client to make sure that they've got the self-care routine, that they are sort of in alignment with themselves before they embark dating again?
so being a qualified counselor, specializing in mental health, trauma, and relationship issues, I pick up on things that people say, right? So I know the clients that need reminding about self-love and those that don't. So those that need reminding get reminders from me ongoing regularly until they've absolutely got it down pat,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
then they're being the best version of themselves. And
Yes.
when we're the best version of ourselves, we're then in a wonderful place for a beautiful connection and a lasting love and a wonderful life.
Yeah. Yeah. How has the dating world changed over your 30-year career?
So 30 years ago, there was a stigma attached to using a dating service. Um, Nowadays, it's almost fashionable to have your own matchmaker taking care of your social life and introductions. And with the online dating many years ago, some of the services and agencies closed down. They thought it was all over and online dating was going to take over. And yes, online dating's been successful for many and it's massive industry. However, the last many years now, we get all the people that are over online dating or it didn't work for them or they're tired of perusing profiles. They've had a poor experience, perhaps. They're time poor. And so they end up contacting us
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
just didn't work for them. Yes, it works for many, but there's many it doesn't work for. And the difference is as well with online dating, you actually don't know, is that the person who their profile says they are? You actually don't know that. So it's that with the online dating.
Yeah.
So that's been a massive change.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen now, obviously, I mean, we've got the dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, like everything on there. Have you seen now an increase in the scope of clients that you get, instead of like having like maybe it might have been like the high end corporate clients coming to you, that is sometimes just people from all different trades coming to you because they want that and they crave that genuine connection?
We've always welcomed people from all walks of life, Christine.
Yeah.
I'm a believer that there is someone for everyone. I mean, I have to believe that on behalf of my clients and in the world of matchmaking and love. And at the core of me, I believe that too. And so we've always welcomed people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Sure, at times we won't enroll somebody because we don't have the numbers for them, or there may be a reason why, we feel that we won't be able to find their person. But generally, that's not the case. And yeah, people from all walks of life,
Yeah.
tradies, nurses, teachers, high profile, CEOs, and everyone in between, single parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. And I know, like with you, like you offer a very personalized service with your clients. Like you get to know them. And that I think is probably a very rare gift that you offer your clients as well. Like, take us through the actual process. Like, if somebody is thinking of, you know what, I've done the work, I'm ready for a relationship, I'm ready to embark now. What's it like working with you? What's the journey?
So they'll contact Two's company initially, and we do a complementary compatibility match to ensure that we've got the type of clients that they want to be meeting. And all our programs include dating and relationship coaching, tools and tips. There's some life coaching available as well. It's getting back to self-love, whatever's needed. We ensure that people get what they need. For example, recently I thought of an event that a VIP client would benefit from. So I contacted him. I said, this event's in Brisbane. I think you'll get a lot out of going and learning about this group of people. It's a meditation type circle. And so I suggested that to him, and it's not far from his home, and I think he'll get a lot from that. He's a successful in a management role for a very large company, and so he's going to get a lot out of making that time in his life to participate in those events, maybe once a month. He might decide he wants to go more often. So whatever we feel that people will benefit from, then I'll share that information with them,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
And the relationship, like the dating advice, because a lot of it, a lot of people don't know how to date.
You're right.
It's so difficult how to date.
Yes, a lot of them don't know how to date.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
So what are some of the tips for people that you share with them on how to date?
Be genuine, be well groomed, be playful and relaxed. It's not a job interview.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to meet somebody that you might connect with. So relax, enjoy the opportunity, and be playful, because why not?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and no oversharing. Don't
Mm.
overshare and tell somebody your whole life story in 1 hour. That's not the way to go. Definitely not the way to go.
Bite-sized information for
Yes,
people.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. How have you yourself, like obviously been in business over the past 30 years? What have been some of the changes that you've had to adapt to be able to continue to have a successful business?
Wow, Christine, there's been a lot. There's been a lot. So I came to the Gold Coast in 1995, came here for the climate, and the business just grew and grew and grew quite quickly. And I had some unfortunate things happen in my personal life. So a manager looked after the office for a couple of years where I stepped away. And then in 2008, I returned part-time. And then had a smaller team. We were a smaller team then because that was going to be better for myself. And now we're busy again. And now I'm chatting with a beautiful couple in terms of expanding Two's company again. It won't be me that does that, but very open to hearing from people that would be interested in being a part of that. Yeah, so yeah, that's it in a nutshell as far as changes
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. What has been one of the biggest lessons that you've learned in business?
Wow. I was naive. I was born in Victoria country, Gippsland. So I was naive. I did not know that people can do such horrid things to one another in personal lives, in business lives.
Mhm.
I was not aware. I was naive. So, of course, now I know that, well, anything's possible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been a massive lesson. and getting back to self-love, never forgetting ourselves. It's
Mm.
wonderful to take care of others and be generous. And I'm generous by nature, which is wonderful, fantastic, right? But it's not great if you forget yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
so getting back to self-love,
Yeah.
which so many people learn from
Yeah.
taking the wrong path, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you find that there's, certain things that you rely on, like, your self-care practices? I know you love going dancing. Like what are some of the things that you do for yourself to allow the self-love to come in?
So I make feeling good an absolute priority in my life. I enjoy spending time in the sunshine and I love dancing since I was 13. Love dancing. So I dance a few times a week. Love it very, very much. Music and dance is very dear to my heart. And affirmations as well. Um, and words have power. So how we talk to ourselves. I'm careful of the words that I use. And of course, healthy, good stuff, you know, supplements or bone broth or great juices, healthy food,
Yeah.
enjoying the outdoors, nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
they're that's a lot of what I do.
Yeah. I know that you've got a beautiful heart and soul and you give to so many charities. Is that also part of like your personal mission as well?
I just feel that if you can, why not? And yeah, if you can, why not?
Yeah.
Make a difference.
Yes.
But remember self, but making a difference is important to me. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're going through and you're talking to your prospective clients and going through the matchmaking process, what are some of the questions that the clients ask you? Because obviously it's quite confronting, like a lot of people may not have dated for been in a relationship for a few years. What are like people who are listening now that are thinking of dating, what are some of the tips that you could give them to help with their confidence or even help them think if they are ready to start dating?
Yeah. So we want people to be out of a relationship at least 6 months when they embark on a program with Choose Company. Sometimes it may be a little less than that. If a person is, if it was a short relationship and they're emotionally available, that's the key thing, being emotionally available. And some of the questions, we don't get too many questions, I guess, because people are provided with information once they contact us. Information is provided about Choose Company and how we go about providing the service that we do. So we send out that information so that people have that prior to talking again. And then the questions may be, well, how many introductions would I have per membership? And of course, that varies depending on the membership. But then it also varies. Sure, we've had clients marry the first person they ever met. Has that
Wow.
happened a lot? No, it has happened though. But many people will need to meet
Yeah.
5 or 10, maybe, before they're in a relationship. And some people a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So of course you can't tell, which person is it going to be? None
Yeah.
of us have a crystal ball, do we?
No, definitely not. What's the feeling like though when you hear back from your clients that they're in a relationship, that they've found a person and then they get married? Like, what's that feeling for you, knowing that you were a part of it?
Christine, that is an incredible feeling. And I
Yeah.
am so blessed 30 years later that
Yeah.
I still get to enjoy that. It is just, it's very special. It's very special. Yeah,
Mm.
when two people have come together and decided that they're going to create the rest of their lives together,
Yeah.
and they're so happy. Yeah, it's very special. Joy. Yeah, immense joy
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me. Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
And like I know like when I see my clients like succeed, it's almost like it's just that energy that you get from them. Yeah, pure happiness with it. Does it also go, oh my God, okay, who's the next person? Like, it just
Yeah.
drives you even more like to keep adding more love into this world. Because I mean, that's the most incredible thing of what you do. You give love to the world.
And yes, I have the thought, who's next?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Right, who's next?
Yeah. Do you automatically sometimes know who the person you need to match them with when you first like meet them?
Sometimes, yes. Yes. I just processed an introduction yesterday and I said to them both, I've got to really, you two need to really embrace the dating process, meaning have a
Yeah.
number of dates before you decide
Yeah.
what you want to do moving forward. And then you've got a more complete picture of the person as well,
Yeah.
which you're not going to have in an hour and a half on a first date.
No. No.
Yeah, so I shared that with them yesterday. You have a good feeling about them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get goosebumps listening to that because, you know, sometimes we can see other people's magic that they don't always see within themselves. And I think that's also what you do. Like you see their magic and you can see how that other person be able to help uplift or even expand that magic even more.
Yes. Yes. And also, Christine, sometimes you have a person in mind for somebody, and yet that person may be thinking, oh no, oh no, 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 no. And I'm thinking, yes, yes. And have them expand their thinking
Yeah.
somewhat, which works well.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a person, let's say you've got a guy and he's a good character and your values align and you want to create the same kind of future and you enjoy doing some of the same sorts of things, and he's taller than you if that's really important, and he's well groomed, then there's a lot going for him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's say he doesn't have, 2 degrees, for example. Well, hang on a minute. Let's say he's successful in his career and he's got all those other things that I mentioned. You want to pursue, keep with that and see if there's a connection that can develop from
Yeah.
that. And it can when people take off the blinkers and
Mm,
just stay more open-minded instead of
yes.
this ticking the boxes. you know.
Mm,
Yes, you've got to have your important preferences, sure, but then be open to something else.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I mean, sometimes you don't know what's around the corner. So yeah, it's just different. It's been, like you said, open to the possibilities of what if, what could happen.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Like there's some women out there and they might have a checklist and he's got to be these 15 things and they'll be no, 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 no. Well, guess what? 15 years later, they're still single.
Yeah.
Whereas if you open your mind, you've got your top key priorities. Like I said, if he's a good character and your values align and you enjoy doing the same sort of things and you want to create the same kind of future, there's a lot to be said for all of that.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
a lot to
definitely.
be said for all of that.
Yeah.
No?
And I love the fact that you talk about values because I think a lot of people forget their own values. And that also is aligned with self-love. Like if you don't know your values, I heard this quote years ago that if you don't stand for anything, you're going to fall for everything. And I think a lot of people forget the importance of having their own values and standing up for their values.
Yeah, sure. That reminds me of boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. knowing your values is important for
Yeah.
many reasons. Hmm.
And you go through values with your clients when you start the process with them as well, like to find out what is really important to them.
Absolutely. Yes. I want to know what's super important. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, how are you going to celebrate 30 years?
However I can, as much as I can, special lunches, chatting with you, for example, featuring in your magazine, a couple of events, and just throughout the year. And the reason we're chatting now in February is because it's the month of love, having had Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then in October is the official 30th birthday. So things are happening that month as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, and just
Amazing.
just reminding myself that it's 30 years too. I was
Yeah.
sitting at my desk, I think it was last week, and for some reason I just thought, oh, it's 30 years this year. And I just sort of had a little moment and said, yeah, that's a really good thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Because I think every year that you're in business, like we need to celebrate it because it's hard work. It's not easy running a business, but to continue to stay up with trends, to continue to stay on point, but also to continue to be able to service your clients to the best and your maximum ability as well. Like it takes that inner strength within yourself to continue to do it.
Absolutely. And I believe that gets back to self-care.
Mm.
But absolutely, you've got to be in tip-top shape to be able to take tip-top care of your clients.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel anyway,
Yeah, absolutely.
particularly, lasting.
Yeah.
You might do okay for a year and then you'll burn out, you know.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I love what you do. I love what you're bringing. You're bringing love to the world, which is nothing better than anybody could do. We're going to pop all the details how people can reach out to you and connect with you, Tracey, and at Choose Company. But before we go, I want to ask you 5 questions just so people can get to know you on a more personal level as well. Are you ready for it?
Okay.
Alrighty. So the first thing is that if you've got some spare time, would you prefer to curl up with a book or to watch a movie?
Watch a movie.
Watch a movie. What is your favorite genre of movie?
I love true stories and romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Musicals too.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. And if you were to travel to your favorite destination, would you prefer to travel by boat or by plane?
At the moment, by boat. I used to love flying and I've gone off it. Oh
Oh,
dear.
I love it.
Oh
I love
no.
it. I love it. And then if you were to have a dinner party, now you're allowed to invite one special guest, and that guest could be from the past or from the present. Who would it be?
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, I don't know why, but for some reason, oh, I'm going to go with Andre Bocelli. Huge
Oh,
fan.
oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, that would be amazing. Oh, I'll definitely come to that. Thank you. So, and Tracey, if you could describe yourself in just one word, what would it be?
One word.
One word.
Oh, well, I've got to say matchmaker. Matchmaker
Absolutely.
mum. Oh no, that's 2 words.
To matchmaker. Matchmaker it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, as I
Or
said,
light. Light.
light. Yeah, or
Mm.
even love.
Or
'Cause
love.
you are love. You're a being of love. You bring love to this world. So
That is true.
absolute.
That is true. And all my friends
Absolutely.
would say that as
Yes,
well.
absolutely. You are just the most beautiful person. And I just want to say thank you so much for bringing so much love into this world. And we're going to pop all the links of how people can reach out to you if you're looking to, have a relationship, and also to have that additional support and coaching in the dating world, reach out to Tracey and her team at Choose Company. We're going to pop all the details below. You'll also get a link where you'll be able to read her latest article inside the Corporate Escapists magazine. Tracey, thank you so much, beautiful, for sharing your gifts today with us on the show.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you to
Thank
everyone who
you.
has watched and joined us today. If you've loved this episode, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to live life to the fullest every single day. Love and light to you all.